Hey y'all, hi. I am still a little sick. It's not just that I need to film because the show must go on. I really want to be filming, right? I'm at that stage of sickness where I'm like, enough already, but I know you can still hear it in my voice, so I hope it's not too bad. This is just gonna be kind of a fun, light video. One of you recommended a black lip gloss to me. I haven't even opened it yet because I wanted to save it. It's supposed to be a mix-in for other lip products to make them grayer, like more black, which amazing, but also probably amazing on its own. We'll see. The brand is called FWEE. It's a K-beauty brand, and as soon as I looked up that lip gloss, I was like, actually, I want to try some more things. Like, what is FWEE? And also FWEE, like it kind of struck my funny bone. I looked into it. There were several more products that I wanted to try. This Blurry pudding pot in the shade Faded with a weird silicone applicator, a different blush, a lip plumper. And as I looked further into it, I realized that it's kind of viral. I'm not on the TikTok, and so I didn't know, but I guess if you are on the TikTok, this might be old news to you, for which I apologize. Let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. So this is the lip plumper, which I'm applying first because my lips are feeling really dry. I had a lip product on previously and I removed it. I just needed something. FWEE 4D Voluming Plumper, a 4D lip plumper that visibly volumizes your lips with a glossy finish, plumping them apparently into the fourth dimension. This is the only product that I've opened and tried. I wanted to try it in advance because a lot of lip plumpers really bring blood to the lips and darken the color of the lips. And I was worried that if that happened when I was doing the first impressions of all of these together on camera, I wouldn't be able to get an accurate sense of the color effect of the black lip gloss, which is to me the main event. So I tried this one a couple of days ago, and what I learned a couple of things. One, this will burn the ever-loving S out of your lips and anything else that it touches, including whatever part of your tongue it inevitably gets on, because your tongue and your lips are kind of like in a little bit of contact. And the inside of the lip, and it is so burning. It is just burning. I don't really mind it. It's the burn of cinnamon. It's not cinnamon flavored. If anything, it's got a little bit of a menthol-y taste, but that might just be the effect. It doesn't really taste flavored to me or smell flavored, but it's the burn of cinnamon red hot. It's like if you had a cinnamon red hot candy times 1,000, like a supercharged one that was really intense and burning. That's the type of burn that it has. So it doesn't feel alarming. It's just really a strong burn. However, it doesn't darken the lips. At least it didn't the first time I tried it. Hopefully it won't. Some of the lip plumpers I've used, like the City Beauty one and the Gucci one, they really darken my lips, like several shades. They make them quite irritated, and then they get like the color of irritated skin. Forget the filler, the Lawless plumper doesn't do that. It plumps without irritating and changing the color. And this one, I mean, it feels irritating, but it didn't change the color of my lips, and hopefully still won't. So I feel safe putting it on my lips and then going on to test another lip product for color. The other thing that I learned, the other day I had it on for a long time. It adds shine, clearly. It's like nice on its own. And then I went to apply another lip product like 45 minutes later, and I was able to mix that in. The burning had abated, and I was able to mix a lipstick in with it. They did play well together, and it kind of added a little bit of slick and shine to the lip color that I added, and it ended up with a nice effect. So that's just nice to know. Most lip plumpers are so sticky, like they're such a sticky, thick gloss, that I feel like I have to wipe them off and then apply another lip product on top if I'm going to do that with a lipstick or something. And this, it's a little thinner, it's less goopy, and it sort of soaks in and treats the lips rather than sitting on top like a thick gloss that you have to kind of deal with. So I kind of like it. The stinging is, I don't mind it, but it also is a bridge too far. Like it's kind of a lot. It's so intense that I don't know how often I'll reach for it, but I think it's a good product, and I do like the sort of vanilla bean. It's like a plopped little squashed vanilla bean. I do like that. Let's let this sit for a while and let's look at the pudding pot. It is burning me so much. I feel like I put more on this time than I have the other times. Maybe I went slowly. I had trepidation the first time, and this time I was just like, oh, it's fine. It burns, but it's whatever. I'm actually going to blot a little off. I mean, it's plumping them. Here's the FWEE pudding pot in the shade Faded. I found it difficult to get a sense of the size of this when I was looking even like at a bunch of reviews online to try to figure out which color I should get. It's like a little mushroom. There it is next to the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. So kind of the same size, but because of the rounded chunkiness of it, it feels like a bigger, more solid product. It is glass. The base is, the cap is not, but it feels like a bit bigger and more solid of a product than the NARS, but hopefully you could get a sense of sizing from that. I also got this silicone applicator, which I've seen a lot of people using in the blush, but to me, this will be most useful as like a faux fingertip for lips because I use my fingertip so frequently to blur my lip line. I feel like it's the perfect tool, but then I have product on my finger. And so I feel like if this will mimic a fingertip for blurring the lip line, I will absolutely love that. It's definitely squishier than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be too hard. I thought I was going to hate it, actually. I got it because I was like, this seems like something that I would like if it was well executed, but I bet it'll be bad. But no, it's really like a jelly. It's like a jelly candy. It feels almost like it's full of liquid. It sort of seems like it's full of liquid. I love it. I love it. I'm not going to get this lip plumper on it, but I can't wait to try that out. However, I have to do the viral thing that I've seen, like when I started looking into this brand, this is what I saw everywhere. I think I totally failed to get that in focus or to make it look good. I'll have to use something else for the thumbnail. Anyway, this is as if I had dipped my finger in there, sort of. It's a very smooth, silky, velvety, sort of silicone-y feeling formula. I totally see why people like it. It's really easy to get a nice diffused application. The color went on kind of bright. Like this isn't faded to me. It's a pretty bright color. And I thought I tried to get like the most neutral, brownest color. If you're looking for something really grungy and neutral, it might be hard to find it in this product, in this brand. Also, it's sort of like becoming one with the skin. The brightness is maybe toning itself down a bit as it kind of sets. And I only applied a really little amount. It's cute. It's not going to be for me. I can already tell that it's not going to be. I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not going to be reaching for it over and over again. Maybe if the color were duller, if it were actually more faded, because I do like the smooth way that it glides on, but also it's more of a matte finish. It doesn't really have the skin-like kind of dewy sheen that I like from a blush. So it's really gratifying. It's lovely to touch. I totally get why everybody's into it. And I think it's beautifully designed, really covetable, really sweet. It's not going to be the one for me. Let's look at this Mellow Dual Blush. This looks much more promising in terms of color. I was like smiling as I swatched it. And these are creams. This looks like it would be a powder compact, but these are like maybe the same formula, but maybe just a little bit more putty-like. I think the lip plumper did darken my lips a little bit. I think maybe I just didn't apply all that much the first time, or maybe I didn't go overline really, which I did a little bit this time. I kind of like what it's done though. It's impressive. Anyway, look at this shade. These look really pretty. Okay, so I'm applying it on top of the other blush, which is a little bright, but even that being the case, it's surprising me how pink this light pink is when it transfers to my actual skin. As always, it's registering as much brighter on my face than it does in the swatch. I'm actually going to take off some of this blush and sort of start over so that we can get a better sense of the colors in this compact. Okay, so starting from no blush, I'm going to do exactly what I would do with this compact naturally, using only it. I'm going to go in with a brush, starting with a lighter shade all over and then the darker shade kind of concentrated on my cheeks. Okay, a brush is definitely the way to go to sort of preserve the light, soft touch of this formula and color. The brush is having no problem picking it up. This is the synthetic Refer brush, LC02. It's still a pretty bright pink on me, but I think that that's really pretty. This is only the lightest shade. It's like a pinched cheek flush, really natural feeling for a flush on me. This is my favorite blush look I've seen today so far from these products. This is my favorite application. I think that a brush is a better method for me with this kind of putty formula. Right, I'm going to go into the darker color. I really like it. It's a bit bright for me. I think though, I like using this. I like the shape. I like the formula. Everything about it is like attractive. I like the promise of it, you know? I think I like this little compact better than the more popular viral, what's it called? Goopy blush? Blurry Pudding Pot. The one thing that's lost for me, it's that it's blurry. And this is a blurry formula as well. That blurry cheek, that matte cheek. I have other blushes that are as easy to use as this that I feel like deliver a little bit of luminosity, a little bit of glisten, and this kind of cancels out even any glisten that might be coming through from my primer or from my concealer. But it's going to be hard for me to keep my hands off of this because it's so, I don't know, it's so like makeup luscious. There's just something about it. It's really covetable. I really like it. And I forgot to mention that one of the things that convinced me to try this for this video, in addition to the pudding pot, which is like supposed to be the star of the show, is that in the color selection section of the listing for this product, there's like a T graph that shows, I think it's saturated to unsaturated on the y-axis and cool to warm on the x-axis. And that's extremely advanced to me. Now, I believe that this one was like the palest and the most neutral. It was like smack in the middle between cool and warm, and it was the palest. So even as that, it's still a bit bright. Like the color is still a little bit bright for me, a little bit saturated with color. It appears that they had all of this nuance with developing the color range and with delivering information about the color range, and still they failed to go as pale and more to the point though as grungy neutral, because what's missing there from saturated to pale and from cool to warm is like moving into the range of like mixed with gray, you know? So it still isn't the perfect shade for me, but I found that very attractive. Like that really sold me, and the packaging is really selling me. They've just done a really good job overall, even if the formula doesn't end up being the perfect, like lifetime perfect, all-time best blush for me. Okay, let's get into this black lip gloss. It's the 3D changing gloss in the shade Scene Black. It's in the same little squashed plump vanilla bean packaging. It has the same weird silicone applicator, and this color is very promising to me. It's like a purplish, brownish black. I actually am going to remove the residual lip plumper, even though I know that it would mix fine with this, and it's nice that I don't feel like it's goopy and sticky on my lips and I don't need to remove it to apply another product. I want to really feel what this is like on its own for the purpose of review. That's how my lips are looking with the lip plumper removed, but the effect still there. They are definitely a little bit zhuzhed and maybe a tiny bit darker, but not like that really irritated dark red that the Gucci gloss turns them. So good to know. Okay, so I applied a pretty thick layer. The silicone applicator is a little bit awkward. It's not really my favorite. I do kind of appreciate the cleanliness of it, like the smoothness of it, as opposed to a doe foot, but it's gonna maybe be a learning curve. I don't know. Jury's still out on that. It has a light, perhaps grape candy or fruit candy scent. I can't smell very well right now, but it seems like it's mild enough and inoffensive enough not to be a problem for me. Feels nice, not too thick, not too thin, not sticky. Feels pretty sturdy, like pretty beefy without being too thick. And then I kind of buffed out the edges and smoothed the edges over the vermilion border of my lips with the silicone finger. And I'm obsessed with two things. One, the color. This as a product, right? The color, what it's delivering. It's really good. So it does have black lip gloss vibes, but it's totally wearable. I cannot wait to try mixing this in with other things. Like I cannot wait to try. I'm going to do that in a second. I'm going to do that on camera for you because I really think there's potential there, but it's totally wearable on its own. Perfect. It's like the perfect color. And the other thing I'm obsessed with is the silicone finger. This is great. Where has this been all my life? I'm not going to let this leave my side. I could see myself buying more of these to have like one in every pocket, one in every makeup bag. I love this. And yeah, the gloss is settling really well. That is the standout product, okay? It's blown the cheek compact out of the water, even though I kind of liked it. This is the thing that I'm going to continue, that I'm going to really take from this video and continue to use. The gloss and the little silicone. This reminds me that a few months ago, Joe needed little silicone nubbins to stick on the bottom of, I think, like a soap dish to keep it from sliding off of the sink or something. I looked over at him. He was on his computer and he had this like slightly confused look on his face. And I was like, what's wrong? And he was like, well, I searched Amazon for silicone feet because he needed like silicone feet for his soap dish, like those little nubbins. And he was like, you don't even want to know what came up. So it was like a bunch of silicone feet, like human feet made out of silicone. So funny. Anyway, I'll take a silicone finger. I don't want to take it off, but I do want to try mixing it with something. Let's find like a lipstick that doesn't have enough grunge. Okay, here's Merit Maison. It's one of their matte lipsticks. It's not a bad color. I applied one layer of it. Once again, used the little silicone applicator to blur the edges, which I just feel like is a perfect blurred lip line. And also I feel like it's pressing the product into the lips more and making it so it's going to last longer. It's just amazing. So this is a really pretty color. It's not even not grungy at all, but it's a little bit bright and strong of like a dark peach for me to happily wear in the everyday. Let's see what this does to it. Actually, I don't want to put the applicator right on because I don't want to transfer any of the lipstick. So we find yet another use for this miracle tool. I feel like it's almost like the purple has acted on the product and it's made it more of a berry. I like the color better than the original. Maybe. I don't know. It's almost like it's made it a little more of a blue. It's also kind of gotten really goopy because it's so much product. Yeah, I don't know. I don't particularly love what that color changer did to this color. Let's try a different color. Here's Lorna Doone, which is a Gucci lipstick that, I mean, it's a great, super pale, weird nude, but I have always felt like it has a little bit too much peach in it. That's great. that definitely made Lorna Doone better, more wearable to me. It's still not the best on my teeth. Lorna Doone has always made my teeth look really yellow. Still not the best, but much more wearable. That lipstick, Lorna Doone, is kind of an extreme case, right? It's a pretty extreme color, so it's sort of an extreme one to test it on. But I will continue to try mixing in this black gloss. I think it's supposed to be specifically a mix-in for other glosses, so I'm sort of pushing the envelope, like using it to mix into lipsticks. I think it can mix in with anything, but I think it's specifically supposed to change the color of like the other glosses that are in the range, you know? And I bet it'll be amazing for glosses, but I would be more inclined just to wear it on its own. Well, fun. I feel like FWEE is designing beautiful products that do exactly what they claim that they do and do them pretty well. And the packaging is also really attractive and pretty elevated. I think if there's something you're drawn to that you think will be great for you, you kind of can't go wrong. It's not going to be dinkier in person than you thought. It's not going to be disappointing. A little bit weird, like weird applicators, unusual shapes, you know, but we kind of like weird stuff. So nothing really let me down, with the exception of the black gloss. The color range, just like a little bit on the bright side for me. The blurring is a little bit on the matte side for me. I don't feel like all of these products are like perfect for me, but I do, as a reviewer, I think I can say like they're nice. Like they did a good job. They're cute. They feel pretty solid and enjoyable. What I need is the equivalent of the black lip gloss mix-in, but for cheeks. And I need it to be ever so slightly illuminating. Can we get that? Can we get that, please? All right, thank you for joining me on this kind of sicky day to relax and just delve a little bit into this corner of the beauty world, this one brand. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you're taking extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.